On April the 21st in Washington, the Citizens Coinage Advisory Committee met to effectively decide what 2027's American innovation dollars are going to look like. 4 states. 4 designs recommended, so let's walk through them. The first state on the table was Oregon, and the honoree is Beverly Cleary. Now, if you grew up reading Ramona or Henry Huggins, or, well, any of about 40 other books, that pretty much defines the American childhood reading for half a century. That's the Beverly Cleary that we're talking about. She was born in McKinnonville and grew up on a farm in nearby Yamhill before her family moved to Portland, which is where she set just about all of her books. She's the reason an entire generation knows where Clickitat Street is. The committee was joined by the Oregon State's Treasury and the Oregon Historical Society, as well as Cleary's son, Malcolm, who sent in written comments on the design even though he couldn't be there in person. The winner was OR06A. The original OR06 was the design that the family and the state preferred, and 06A is a refinement on that same composition. It scored 20 out of 27 possible points, and the recommendation was unanimous. The design shows Cleary in a thoughtful portrait with the legend, "Children read her books," arching across the top, and her name set in a handwritten display face that genuinely feels like the title page of one of her books. It's a warm design, and that's not a word the CCAC usually earns. So from Oregon's bookshelves, we move to a Texas Instrument lab bench in the summer of 1958. The Kansas coin honors Jack Sinclair Kilby, who was actually born in Missouri, but he grew up in Great Bend in Kansas, and that's the town that he always called home. And in 1958, while working at Texas Instruments, he built the world's first working integrated circuit. The device that everything from your phone to your car to your microwave is descended from. He received a Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 2000 for that work, so not a bad resume. The committee was joined by Kilby's daughter, Anne, by Dr. Karen Nordhagen from the University of Kansas, and by the Kansas Historical Society, and the recommended design, KS09A, pulled in the highest score from the entire meeting, 23 out of 27 possible points. Again, a refinement of the family-preferred original KS09. The composition is Kilby in profile, examining a small chip component, with a schematic circuit diagram drifting through the field behind him. The lettering wraps around the rim. It's the kind of design that manages to be technically accurate without losing any of the person at the center of it. And that's a balance that the Innovation Series has not always managed to land. Now, both of those designs got the warm reception that you'd hope for. The next one was practically on fire. West Virginia is honoring not a person, but an instrument, the Robert C. Byrd Green Bank Telescope. If that name doesn't exactly ring any immediate bells, then the thing itself might. It's the largest fully steerable radio telescope on Earth, tucked into a valley in Pocahontas County inside what's called the National Radio Quiet Zone, a stretch of mountainous countryside where ordinary radio noise is restricted by law, so the telescope can listen to the universe without us shouting over it. The recommended design, WV01, scored 25 out of 27, the highest marks for any design across all 4 portfolios. The dish is shown at a working angle, set against an Allegheny landscape with West Virginia rhododendrons in the background. And it was the preferred design of both the governor of West Virginia and the Green Bank Observatory itself, which is a rare 3-way alignment of both state science and committee. There was a small twist. After the vote, Gene Stevens Solman moved to enlarge the telescope in the composition by 10 or 15%, and Donald Scorinci seconded the motion. The Mint's chief engraver, Joseph Menna, weighed in virtually and politely declined the upgrade. He said that the design was aesthetically strong as it was, that the telescope would read clearly at coin size. The motion failed, and the telescope stays the same it is. And then we go to Nevada. The Nevada coin honors the 1873 patent of copper-riveted clothing, the Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss invention that gave us, or gave the world, blue jeans. And the committee was very honest about the fact that, well, the depiction of a copper rivet on a dollar coin, well, let's just say that it's a design challenge. The discussion gravitated towards compositions that put the rivet front and center rather than narrative figures or storefront scenes. And the winning design, NV05, did exactly that. A single back pocket of riveted denim, 4 corners riveted, 1873 above, Nevada below. Nice and clean. But the scoring tells the story here. NV05 came in at 12 out of 24 points. That ceiling is lower because John Saunders had already left the meeting before the Nevada discussion began. But even adjusting for that, this is the lowest scoring recommendation of the day. The motion passed with 6 votes in favor and 2 abstentions, after the Kansas portrait scoring at 23 and the Green Bank dish at 25, a winning Nevada design at 12. Well, that speaks for itself. From here, the recommendations go then to the Secretary of the Treasury, who makes the final call. The Treasury actually, well, usually follows the CCAC and the Commission of Fine Arts pretty closely, but final means final, and until those selections are confirmed, well, none of these are completely locked in, but we will keep watching. In the meantime, subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch a video about the Working Dogs coin program right here next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.